Hi ladies, welcome to Satyn podcast this week. We are often not very comfortable with different types of people. Today, let's talk about introverts. Who are introverts? Introverts are quiet people. They are not necessarily out there, they are not loud, but they are also excellent in what they do. Now, you may be perceived as an introvert, as someone who's very quiet at work, who has a quiet personality. But what is important to remember is just because you're not seen or heard doesn't mean that you are less efficient. Introverts are deep listeners. They are sometimes able to make decisions without a lot of noise. So what if you are one of these quiet people? If you are an introvert, how do you make sure that you are seen and heard at work? Sometimes in our very noisy culture of being engaged on multiple fronts and multiple platforms at the same time, the quiet ones may not always get the spotlight that they deserve. Maybe their ideas are not heard loud enough. Maybe they are not seen or heard in a way that their louder counterparts are. There's nothing wrong with being a loud counterpart. It's just that today we happen to be talking about the quiet ones. And sometimes if you are a woman and you are not loud enough, then it could also be down to your cultural upbringing. There was a time when girls were better to be seen than heard, and girls and women were encouraged to stay quiet. So perhaps it's a result of that, not necessarily being an introvert. But whatever it is, you must understand that you have a voice and your voice can and must be heard. It is important to remember that in order to be heard, you don't have to increase your volume always. You can speak with intent. You can speak with firm conviction. You must be also able to own your achievements without self-doubt, without being condemned or ridiculed or discouraged for your opinion being shared on a topic that is of importance. It is always important to remember that you can work on improving your confidence, whether it is just standing in front of a mirror and practicing what you have to say, or it could be sitting down to understand in ways in which you could be highlighted of the work that you do. But remember that you don't have to always be unseen or quiet or not be recognized for the value that you bring. It is important to know that you do have an opinion of value and it can and must be shared. So it's always important to know that being quiet does not mean that you're undervalued or you have less value than the ones who speak up. So you could speak up, learn to speak up, or practice to speak up. At the same time, if you are still an introvert who prefers to be silent, then there are ways in which your work can be highlighted. Speak up with confidence and conviction rather than noise, and you can also make sure that in the work that you do on a daily basis, your work gets recognized for the contribution that you make. So remember, if you're a quiet one, that's not a bad thing. You can still fit in. There are many ways in which a quiet one can fit. So hope there was something for you to pick from that. And until we see you again, stay blessed and check us out at satynmag.com.